반갑습니다. That's it. I'll switch to minority language. And, well, I'd like to express my deep appreciation to Dr. Kim Sung-hwan and General Kim Jae-chang for not only inviting me to this very important forum, but for not engaging in Japan passing in talking about North Korea and ROK-US alliance. Dr. Oh talked about her paper, readable in my high school students. A paper by Dr. Oh who has lived in the US for more than 30 years is that mine would be much easier. So junior high students can read my paper. So I will not repeat or follow my arguments in my paper, but rather would like to lay out three sets of issues and problems which need to be addressed in hopefully correctly understanding my rather peculiar argument of not only the importance of Japan and South Korea security relations as the very key to, in my view, for both Japan and South Korea, and for that matter, by extension, for Northeast Asia
그리고 한국에게 그리고 더 나아가서 동북아에 굉장히 중요한
advancing that cases, I think the natural starting point, particularly for many Korean people, should be how to understand the phenomena which is often termed as the rise of nationalism in Japanese changing political scene. And I have other stuff without any political intention or anything else. I have a firm conviction in what I'm going to say now, in terms of the nature of changes happening in Japanese politics, and again by extension for Japan's external policies, including security policies. Post-war Japanese politics, I think, has had one very serious structural problem. There should be more than one fundamental structural problem. That is post-war constitution enacted in 1946 and the US-Japan Alliance or Security Treaty signed in 1951. Also those basic sort of instruments which are conditioned post-war Japanese diplomacy have proven to be so lost, even until today, even in the midst of the so-called rise of nationalism or conservative politics. And no clear sign or indication that there will be change easily, despite the fact that arguments challenging those two basic premises have been ups on the rise, if only in relative terms. And why that's the case? I think it's not that difficult to appreciate that point, because assuming that any sovereign country having those two, particularly after and the security treaty with the US, some sorts of, it's natural that some sorts of nationalistic challenges against those two premises would naturally arise from political actors, particularly from nationalists. Because here the reasons are very simple. Article 9 constrains fundamentally Japan's freedom of action, particularly in the domain of traditional security, including Japan's own national defense. And the US-Japan Security Treaty makes Japan almost entirely dependent upon the United States, not only in terms of regional security affairs, but also in terms of Japan's own self-defense. So both of those schemes are fundamentally again constrained to Japan's freedom of action. And the comfortable consensus among many Japanese for many years after the end of the war has been to accept those premises as realities, as necessities for a post-war Japan. And the reason is very simple, because of that war aggression. So in the macro picture, the fact that those two basic premises have remained intact, not a single word has been touched, for the Constitution since 1946, and for the US-Japan alliance since it was revised in 1960. And so as a macro picture, that's a clear and very important indication explaining how Japan as a whole, Japanese society as a whole, thought about that war experiences and thought about new way of engaging in international strategy. But precisely because of the fact, inescapable fact, that those two basic premises constraints Japan, some sort of nationalist challenges have always been part of our social political. And here, the difficulty for Japan was, Article 9 was installed in 1946, which was before the outbreak of the Cold War. In other words, international post-war order, which was anticipated to take shape when the Article 9 was installed, was very different from the international order which we actually saw appearing after the outbreak of the Cold War. So Article 9 had some logic, linking Japan's post-war reality to the reality of international society, which was expected to be able to become a reality, which in fact did not happen. The Cold War started in the meantime. And then, how would you secure Japan's security? And Japanese society, or for that matter, Prime Minister Yoshida, refused to change Article 9, despite American pressures. Then came the alliance with the US. And so here, the logic linking those two basic premises to the realities of a given international circumstances were very different. So that resulted in the division of our nationalism. So both of them stimulated a sense of nationalism in one way or another. But if you are on the left side of that premise, you wanted to embrace Article 9, but you didn't like the US alliance because it's a violation of the spirit of the Article. But if you're on the right side of the choices, you don't like Article 9. So that's a division of also Japanese nationalism. And because of those fundamental choices being made under totally different international circumstances. So that was a kind of a destiny which Japan had to accept. And throughout much of the post-war years, Japan has continued to live up to the principles and causes of those two premises, despite the fact that has caused very difficult social split, division of our national opinions and so political forces and so forth. Here, the important fact which I'd like to stress is previously leftist challenges of leftist nationalism was bigger, as many of you are aware. But as a result of the demise, nationalist challenges from the right-hand side, which has always existed, but they have relatively become bigger in terms of its influence. But here the important thing to remember is both are somewhat emotional reactions to the fundamental post-war premises of post-war Japanese diplomacy. So to me, they are both symptoms of the structural problem that Japanese diplomacy has had throughout the post-war years. And they are not solutions. Leftists failed in providing solutions. And in my view, rightists will also fail in providing solutions. But it's a very important symptom which complicates our decision making and so forth.